What up? I'm Aksu and I'm talking about my accelerated metatest tournament run for the April. First I'm going to talk about a bit of my list, my anarch list that I played. So this Turbine Hosiko list is largely inspired by this Extremes Turbine list, which included career fairs instead of my pinhole dashes. And I think this list is inspired by this Lost Geeks for like first turbine list that was really like seen in play. So basically it's like the Turbo Hosiko list that Extreme made, but I changed career fairs for pinhole threadings and some of the resource options, and I think I added on third Stargate for like sports metal and PE matchups where Stargate is really good. The other thing I added is a couple of more cards for the twinning to get charges of like Fencer Fuene. Or one more. Oh yeah, and Hippo was included that I thought was like mandatory against like Ag Infusion style decks. So let's get in the first game. I have it loaded here. Let's get to a start. Yeah, so I think they take a mulligan and I do not, because I have good money early on and a couple of things that I can challenge the remote with. They set up their Rashida behind one ice. I think I instantly like feel that this is a Rashida. They cannot be pushing out this early with a remote with just one ice, although it might be like a really hard ice to get through. Stuff like Bulwark or something. Oh yeah, I should also say that I was playing like a similar outfit rush deck as my corporation. Here I go and challenge with Raindrops Cut Stone first. Force the res on the remote, and I think this shows me also that it must be a Rashida. So I pinhole threading it away. And then I click for 2 credits, so I'm not too badly in like hard hitting news range. With the Hosiko 2 extra credits, I go to 10. I still get blown up by economic warfare hard hitting news, but I think I do not need to respect that too badly at first, because it's still a 2-card combo, and I think I'm not instantly losing after that, because I can check HQ for boom and then start clearing the tags. So they go draw, install. What did they install? Oh, install Spin Doctor, yeah. And res. Yep. That's decent. I think one of the lines that could have been also quite nasty is going government subsidy hard hitting news, but they didn't go for that. I think I'm just getting credits here. Yep. Setting up my credit game. I think my primary goal was to set up the credit gains, so I can challenge the remote servers with a ton of ice when I need to. They fast advance out the hostile takeover. Not too bad for me. I think they don't have any money sinks right now, and I'm happy with the bad publicity with Beanie Breakers and getting more money to check stuff. Here I farm HQ and click for credits and draw a card. So basically another setup turn with Hosiko ability. I think I could have like run R&D a bit and check out stuff and get number of accesses before it gets iced, so I can get enough access like the 20 access that I need to win, basically. But this is decent. I get my Black Orchestra in the bin and can threaten out more stuff in the coming turns. They draw. I think they are really missing eyes. Yeah, Mouseless gets put down there. I think that's fine. And over install an Atlas. I think this Atlas install is weird because outfit really has to live and die for the Atlas with a counter. So I think they might be better off here getting more money and then hard hitting newsing me with economic warfare. Even though I'm at so much money that I can bounce off. It's hard. Here I think I can manageably check the remote, so I think I go Botulus on server 1 and check there. That's why I think border control is really rough here, because many things check through it kinda free. No, first I pinhole thing because I do not respect that this is an Atlas, because it seems like an offline for me at least. So waste a pinhole threading, then go check through. They let me through with not popping the border control, I think that's right. And I get my early points, which is really nice in this matchup. They draw, play a hedge fund. I think it's better to play government subsidies here because it just gives you more money. But not a huge thing. I think it's also... what do they discard? They discard government subsidies and not a boom. Government subsidies and end of the line, which end of the line is hard to play because boom is almost enough by itself to kill me. And the government subsidies, it seems a bit weird when you discard it after you play a hedge fund, but it's not that big of a deal. So I think I get my Hosiko draw, and here I'm just going to my win condition and farming Stargates run. Stargate runs. Here I see an Audacity, government subsidy and a Bulwark. I think here my biggest threat is that they ice things up with their huge credit totals. So I think I draw out the Bulwark here. Then I draw and I try to find my breakers and more econ. So I just put down the hippo so I don't need to discard anything. And here Stargate is nice also because it allows me to flip my Hosiko ID down, so I do get more value next turn with like Dirty Laundry R&D or something. They draw, breaking R&D lock, so my Stargate is even better now. I think they're a bit unlucky here because they are not drawing any eyes, so it's kind of hard to lock out my Stargate stuff without any breakers on board. Yep, so daily casts, Hosiko flips down. I go in with the Stargate again. And I see Global Food, Bulwark, Spin Doctor. I think I'd trash either the Bulwark or Spin Doctor here. Yep, Bulwark, I do not want them having any eyes. And Dirty Laundry R&D getting the agenda. And probably doing something like drawing or getting credits here. Oh yeah, trashing the Spin Doctor, that's smart. Yeah, trash Spin Doctor and then draw. Maybe I could have like checked one more time instead of drawing here, but that might be like result analyze, result based thing. Yeah, they get another agenda thing that they do not want. Border control goes on the R&D. Yep. I go draw. Basically, I'm trying to draw into my stuff that allows me to check things, and I Dirty Laundry archives because I think I'm not that down on money, and it allows me to draw more cards, so I can get to see my barrier breakers that I need at the moment. Basically, it's run for 2 and draw an extra card next turn with the Hosiko ID ability. Yeah, discard the twinning because I do not see myself playing it long enough to get my companions and the twinning online. They draw into another agenda, which is kinda not fun for them. Yeah, and they score out another hostile. I think they're in a rough spot with the amount of ice they have seen in the early game. Yep, I draw a Dreamnet. Put down the Bugalter. And I think I can check this safely because the ice that blows me up is on like bulwark, and I have seen that 2 go in the archives. So the Bugalter comes down for the, so I do not get blown out by Trebuchet. So I think I'm safe here because if it's on the 3rd bulwark, that is unlikely. I can just pitch out the Stargate, and I have the other one in hand. Can't click continue movement there. Yep, presses the border control, fires it, and I'm thinking that I need to draw into my other breakers. Playing Dreamnet is kinda interesting. Maybe getting it down is nice, but I think drawing could have been also good. They draw, putting another ice on remote 1, server 1, so they can start pushing out agendas. And they put down the above the law. Yeah, they're trying to score out here. First click. I'm trying to get my Dreamnet value. Pinhole's ready to force out the Rashida or the Spin Doctor. And just to get the information there. Above the law. And drawing the paper clip 1 turn 2 view. I might draw 1 and discard the paper clip here. Yep, that's what I do. Discarding the paperclip, forcing them to either ice up more on R&D, or I'm just going to win the game there, and forcing them to score out this agenda this turn, so I can get my stuff. They score out, yeah. Trashing the 3 minute, which is kinda rough for me. I just paid 3 money for 1 draw, but what can you do? And I just keep forcing the issue. Interesting, it does not show my memory. I think my memory was down, so I needed to install this for the paperclip. Yep, getting my paperclip installed. Keep going through that because it's rough. I wanted to get through something with it. They have a rules question. And I see Project Atlas Trebuchet. I think I might trust Trebuchet here, yeah. And just get a bit of money here. Bit of value. Yep. So they throw into Trebuchet, place it down there, and place down the another ice. And then regulatory capture goes there. I think I'm not too scared about that at the moment. I'm just trying to force my runs with Stargate. I think they're getting near the point. I think if they had 5 points I would be a bit more scared, and I think I should probably have run HQ at some point. It's hard because I know most of the cards that go through there, but I have this target lock on so long. I think I missed like 4 cards. But they push that. I think I probably go something like install and check the remote. No, just going straight there. Yeah, I think only code gates that they might have is like Afshar and Mausolus that are really bad on the remote, or Afshar is decent as a gear check, but not what you want. Yep. So yeah, I think they just forced me to run through there multiple times for the win. I think I played this game pretty decently. Maybe I do not see like really big mistakes I made. I just kept them down with the Stargate. Kept them down with the Stargate. Do not allow them to get any ice, and try to get the remote in a way that I can keep running it. Bit unlucky that I got to the big ice at the right points, but what can you do? Leave replay and stats. Yeah, this clear stats button really needs an like button that asks are you sure? I have deleted my stats 2 times in a row. Feels bad, man. So I go and lose the table my second game there in a quite bad fashion. And I'm feeling a bit down on the whole tournament after that. I think I got really unlucky. If we can see the logs. I play outfit and gain only 18 credits in 10 turns, so it was kinda rough game for me. But the second game goes launch replay. Yep. So I go into the game against. Oh wow, they have a nice art there. Um, So I go into the game against reality, restoring humanity. I think they had replicating perfection marked in the Cobra, but that's no biggie. And I think I'm going into the game with the game plan just that I need to set up my stuff, and I think restoring humanity often tries to play like a glacier style of gameplay, so I'm just setting up my stuff so I can get through everything with cheap on the turbine. Uh, I think yeah, we're just chatting a bit there. They ice HQ ice R&D, not too many credits. I think they could pitching Hans review is pretty hard there. You maybe draw first, so you can. Hard to say. I think I'm going to force myself into somewhere. Just trying to force them to raise something for credits. They played 2 ice, so I think 1 agenda probably is in hand, at least. So I force the runs there. Half run, not too bad to get out of the way, does not do anything to me, and I have a way to break it in hand for really cheap. This is where I think they get really unlucky, and they do not rest this, which I totally understand. Unsmiling Tsarevna res here makes them go to 0 credits, which is really rough. But they get punished with me sniping the agenda from R&D. And they rest that. Then I just get put down the daily casts because I do not fear that they have the. I do not fear the any like capital money punishment from their faction at all. Yeah, daily cast and just get a credit. Their turn, they draw into another agenda, which is really rough for them. Yeah, credit hedge fund, draw. I draw. Put down my econ stuff and click for a credit. Yeah, the basic Hosiko stuff of running, first click setting up on the second. Moon pool, bathymus. I think they set up here, trying to not allow me to get into anywhere. Drawing turbine, which is like the key piece of my econ, so I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Forcing runs on HQ when it's cheap. Sniping the Jumon from hand, which I see that this is like an interesting deck, so grats for Hideyoshi for bringing it. I'm just playing like top tier boosted stuff. They draw into another agenda, which must be really rough for them. Answer viewing, they send a message away and start trying to do the restoring humanity regenesis play. Oh wait, oh yeah, they installed Moonpool just to get agendas away from hand. Interesting that they pitched the send a message there then, because you can pitch it always with the Moonpool from hand even. Oh, what am I saying? It was hand served, sorry. Yep. So I think I suspect that this is like the Moonpool line here. So I just brazenly check archives because I think there's an Anansi that can punish me really badly, but nothing that does not like kill me. Nothing kills me at this pot. So I just force the run there because I have an steel skin in hand and feel like safe running there. Force them to use the moon pull away. Here I think that was interesting. One thing I'm not really fan of is like running with turbine in hand, because if it gets destroyed I can like get locked out pretty badly with these fixed cost breakers. But never punished. Drawing into my other turbine. Draw, and I'll install that on R&D to get some access at some point. They ice up archives even more, so I think now I know they are like doing the Genesis stuff probably. Drawing, yep. And I'm just running through HQ. What did I spot there? I see the Hanser view, so I know that they're bouncing back on the money at some point. Get down the twinning to get more access and get down the K2CP turbine for the econ stuff. And take the fermenter credits so I can continue running next turn. They go and yep, so mandatory join to hedge fund, play hedge fund, install the spinny doctor there, no res. So am I trying to run on the remote server, or will I just try to get access on HQ and look what's up? Draw, yeah, run. Oh yeah, I'm going to do the pinhole play, checking Rashid out. Yeah, they miss one credit tax, but not that huge of a thing. Draw more, draw more. Yep, they... Yeah, I think this is often a really not... I do not like putting the snare on the remote there, because the HQ is so open that I'm going to farm through there, just in search of like easy accesses. So the snare doesn't like nothing on the remote server, And I'm really not afraid of them scoring out here. So I draw here. I draw once more because I'm afraid of the double snare. It's like the one thing that loses me the game instantly, so I'm just playing around it. They might have triple snare, but it's so unlikely, so that. Check through here. Bridge HQ, access 2 cards. I access both of the agendas here. Yeah, so I think this game went down with the couple of early agenda steals where they could not protect the remote, and I got my econ down quick enough, and now I was going in to my turbine econ, so they can't really keep me out with anything else at all. So I'm just like pressuring here and forcing them to check out stuff. I think it's interesting. I'm not sure if they're on Obokatas at all. I think stealing the Obokata in the start could have been really nasty for me. Let's see. Yeah, stealing Obokata here could have been nasty with push-up in hand, but yeah, they get 4 credits in value. It's not that big of a deal, at least for me. Yep, I think I played solidly here, mostly at least. Maybe some lines I could have taken better and farmed something more, and I think running the like ice is quite rough without having a sentry breaker on board. But they were so poor that Anansi like would have probably bankrupted them at the most game points, I think. So my Hosiko deck is going undefeated. I win the win with outfit against their freedom deck. I'll share that game in a yeah, 3-turn win is quite rough. Yep, going to table 4. Interesting. I really nailed butter outfit game, and I go into like one of the matchups I think I feared pretty badly before the tournament with like not having too fast of a game plan. I think sports metal could end up pretty badly for me if they get their stuff really fast going. So yep. Yeah, I mulligan that away for some reason. Maybe not enough early econ, I'm not sure. And draw into this really nice hand with early econ, early access. Yeah, I think that was what I was looking for, was any of my stargates and my twinning. So I drew one of those, which is really nice for me. They go install ice. The ice HQ is ice wall. Yep. So here I go cash, run one of their modes. Yeah, check that. Nothing too bad. And bash their boga. Yeah, I just want to get rid of the fast advance things they have, so that gets out. And I set up my paladin poem. Mandatory draw into that. They biotic labor. They audacity it out instantly, which is interesting. Yep. So they go up as point. I think it's often the correct line just to audacity immediately. If you have it in hand and can score an agenda, you get your hand back so fast with agenda steals and just drawing. Here I think I go and check out the archives just to force out the spin doctor. I think they probably had an agenda in hand, so I force it out. Find the Mavaris there, better to find it now. Get my check on R&D, and I instantly access the global food, which is really good for me because I get to find one of the 2 pointers in the deck. Vitruvius or Luminal would have been better, but cannot be too mad about that. They draw here. Drawing here is really interesting for me because You're on 4 credits, so you are not really threatening any scores right away. So I think maybe getting credits there could have been the better option, but not too sure. Getting down my hedge fund and multi-access, allowing me to really get like farming on HQ and R&D. They placed down a magnet there, just not allowing me to farm R&D too badly. Credit, yeah. Yeah, I think like clicking for credits here is so rough, because you're basically like doing in one action where I can do multiple. Draw here, getting more draw. Hedge funding it out, forcing a res on here and forcing a res on there. There's no ice in the deck that hugely punishes me. I think like Gatekeeper is the worst one, and I think I'm happy to get the Gatekeeper fired out, so they lose money when they have really few, and they cannot really push out, and Gatekeeper gets lowered, so Bassav gets through it with 1 credit. Yeah, stop there. They draw an Hagen, which I think I see at one point. Yeah, fast advance out there. Going down to 2 money. Again. Draw. Trying to just find my breakers so I can get in. Botulus there, so I can get and go and check out HQ. Bridge HQ. Hagen. I'm a bit afraid of Hagen with like fermenters and stuff, but they are in so bad credit situation, so that I am not really that afraid. Rashida, nice find. Get rid of that. And now I can just start farming HQ again, which is good for me. They draw. Instantly replaced that ice. I saw the Hagen in the hand, so I'm not too afraid of checking it with they have only 3 credits. Yep. And I get through there. Maybe could have done Paladin Poemu first, so I get 2 access here, but not that big of a... yeah, I think that's a better line. So let's think about this turn again. What there is... Yeah, I think the problem for me is that there's not really any things that I really want down at this point. Like getting down the Keiko would have probably could be nice. So put down Keiko and then run. Yeah, then I just start drawing. Yeah, this is the thing. I put down Keiko at the end of the turn not to discard too many cards. So I think putting it down first and then just brute forcing my access in could have been better. They go take mandatory, draw another agenda, and they push out the Rashida with the ice. I saw the Hagen in hand, so I'm not really that afraid of it, because I do not have anything it breaks, and them going down to 0 is a really good win for me. I pinhole it because I think it might... I want to know what it is before I check it. And I think they could have like popped the Spin Doctor here. I was trying to bait that away as well, so they can't do any Audacity plays. They do not pop the Spin Doctor, but I get to Rashida and trash it away. Manually install the Black Orchestra to get another twinning counter. And then get just R&D accesses with twinning. Two additional accesses. Fairchild. Fairchild is really nasty if they get it online, but they have so like few credits that I'm not really afraid of it at the moment, but good to know that it's there. Trank Grid, really good economy card for them, but I cannot do anything about it right now. And red level clearance. All really good cards for them. Gotta be like on point with them. And I just keep drawing so I get into my win conditions. Getting Fencer Fuono down there could have been like good for me because it allows me to uh, deal with the tranquility grid with like not my own credits. Draw into that and just take credits. Yeah, that seems bad for them, but they need the credits to really threaten me with stuff. My turn. Get down the fermenter. I think this is just a setup turn for me. Yep. So get down the fermenter, get down the fencer one, so I can trash stuff with more cheaply. Draw, install, and now Hagen is like a really bad eyes for me, so I'm not thinking that I run it. Oh yeah, I think this is like a nice line where I pop that and then force the run on server 6 because there's nothing they can trash anymore. It's not optimal with like the money thing for a fermenter. It's basically 2 clicks for 4 credits, which is decent but not optimal. But I think this is like a nice line for me. Check that. They do not race because what was it even protecting? Oh yeah, tranquility grid. So I think I trash it because I do not want them to get any more econ. I saw this game with Metropole grid, I think, where people did never like trash tranquility grids, and it was really like easy credit econ that I did not want my opponent to have. I think my credit total is good enough at the moment with like the Hosiko triggers and stuff. Oh yeah, and I get my twinning counter from that as well, I think. So I get like multiple values from there, and I keep keep their econ down. Another fermenter goes down, just for the money, and I dirty laundry archives. Dirty laundering archives here just to get more money, I think. Yeah, I'm not really doing anything with that, so I just put it down. Bad play. This is like an offline, I think. If I check here, I do not really need to do anything after this, and I know the virus is there, so this is like a thing I often forget. It's like the virus on archives. So if I am going down with this line, just do the dirty laundry first and then put the fermenter down. But it is what it is. I'm still in this moment I'm not too scared. I'm there on 3 points only, and I'm just getting my multi-accesses down, and soon after this I can start hammering them with Stargate. So I do not think I need this run here, but getting money is of course nice for my next turn Stargate things. They get a luminal, red level clearance draws and gets money, gets a click back, and they install. What do they install there? Oh yeah, Marilyn campaigns goes there, and Mavirus goes there, trying to bait me to running it with the fermenter on table. Too afraid of that. Here I think I do not think that. I think I forget that this could be a Hagen. So if I was like remembering that this is Hagen, I think this is like a bit scary of a run because I lose my fermenter. But luckily it's just another magnet, so I can get through there and farm my twinning counters. Yeah, get 2 accesses, still 2 points. 3 points get them more value. They draw even more. Oh yeah, no, no, no. Yep, so I run there. I have 3 counters, so I'm just trying to flush HQ, see what's there, and just touch all of the agendas. I think here, after like a couple of turns, if they could have fast advanced out another 3, I'm in a way more scary position, so I think going into like Stargate stuff could have been nice, but the spin doctrine table bit did not I did not want to do it, so I just wanted to clear out HQ, which is where the agendas tend to pile up if you don't score them out, and they had just scored out 1 in like 5 turns or something. Yeah, this is like really rough for them with the economy stuff. They have credits gained. They gained all of their credits like almost exclusively from just clicking them. I think they got like couple of sports metal triggers or something. So their econ was really shaky, and I did not need to respect their econ at all. Stats. Yep, that was chaos is me. And then I go against Motion Blur, which I had never heard about them before, but after the games, Jinsei was congratulating me and said that they were really good players, so I was really happy with my performance here. Going into the game, I'm really afraid because I tend to play pretty badly against like slow glacier corps, and I had been burned by like Agin Fusion Lock prison deck pretty badly before, so I was going in with like pretty bad mindset. Here, GL. They keep. Yeah, they have Econ and Ice and stuff. I have 2 Keikos in hand and no like great value engine for me, so I mulligan this away. Get a fermenter, which is really nice. Hedge fund Ice. Yep, that's nice. They put Anansi on R&D and Sunsatan on the HQ. Hedge fund. I think I run archives here just to get my Hosiko flipped. Yep. So basically setting up my economy for the long game. Spin Doctor and install Chiasi on there, right? No, another Sunsatan. Okay. And oh yeah, the Hagen, not Hagen, Fairchild 3 goes to archives. So they're just icing up. I think I just need to get my money and value from here. So draw, hedge fund, yeah. Just getting the value out. And placing down the bottles on R&D so I can start checking it in later turns. They draw, get 2 agendas, which is not really nice for them. One point in this game is that they're not playing like the lock-in, they're playing like a deck that actually wants to score out, which I was not expecting before going into this. But this is actually like a really good thing for me, because my deck is really good against things that want to score out behind like big eyes. So I just want to get my turbine stuff online, so I can start dealing with their stuff. They pitch out one of the oboes and one of the longevity arm, which is good for. I draw more, start setting up, keep setting up. They do not have any threats here, which I need to respect. So Botulus goes away, so I can start check R&D at some point. Or Botulus is keeping the credits up, so I can check R&D at some point. They put out the agendas and put something in the remote. Yeah, there's threatening out the score on the off-world. I'm not sure what this server 1 thing is, but I do not have my tools that I need for the checkup. Here I think I saw that they are just on 9 credits, so I faceplant into the R&D, and they put down a mind game there. Still, I think mind game is really a decent ice in like these kind of lists, but as you can later see, I deal with it pretty well with my deck. Yeah, it fires. I choose 0 because I do not really care. For some reason I do not check out here. I think it could have been a better play here to check out, but maybe I think that they have only 8 credits, so they're bankrupting themselves, but I think maybe I did not think that I can check out, but I think this is like I got what I wanted from this run, which is basically like run and credits, and force them to rest stuff, but although this costs them nothing. I eat an Seisenton, which is super rough for me, because it just trashes most of the things in my hand. They choose an event, which is good for me at least, because I have a Steelskin scarring in hand, which allows me to draw into something else. Yep. Ouch, ouch. I lost the... Oh yeah, I lost the Steelskin scoring and the cards I draw from that, so Raindrops got Stone and a Fermenter. It's rough, but I also get my draw from the Raindrops cut Stone, which is nice. So I basically like recycle my hand, which actually I think that might be correct. There's no ice that really like super hard punishes me for checking, and I think my hand is like pretty decent at like the best. And I just really want to find my breakers at this point. Draw 4, draw more, just to try to get the breakers out. Pitch that. And here I notice that they're not on the Ag Infusion Prison Lock, because they have the like real scoring plan. So I need to change up my mentality a bit, because I know that they're trying to score out. It allows me to maybe play a bit more carefully with like stuff, but I think I don't start to do that yet. Manage to draw, get an Basso. Here I think I run there with... I think this is like a really bad run, because I pay like really credits from there. I pay for... oh yeah, I pay from the Taka, so I pay 1 real credit, and now they just pitch me into the Sunsatan. Yeah, I think this is like really rough. I lose most of my stuff, and at least I'm like, I cannot be dead here because they choose HQ but event, but still I think this is like a really bad play for my part. Hits everything but the Steelskin scarring, which is a bit scary. They have 7 credits in hand, so I think I check out in fear of like Sting or something. Snare or something. And I draw once more. The like positive thing in this play is that they get rid of their eyes on R&D, so I can start checking it more efficiently in the future, but it comes later in the game, so at this point I think I could have waited a couple turns more. They install advance. I think I know this is an agenda, but I really can't afford to check it right now. So I just draw and go into R&D to get my 1 access that I still can get. See a seamless launch. Yep, that allows them to score out even more efficiently, which is rough. Maybe I wouldn't use it there, but because you had already advanced it, so it is not sticking the remote at all, and you can save that for like Obokata score or something. And I install on R&D, so I cannot really keep checking that as well. I think here they I think this is interesting because I end up winning the game from R&D, so I'm not sure if they want a chassis on R&D here, because my game gets really badly broken at some point with Basso. Also, I was not really afraid of them purging here, so I allow myself to get even more credits from Fermenter, because they had to score out the agenda from the remote, so I think if they did not purge there, if they had no threat there, I should have scored out, so I avoid the purge for the credits. I draw, set up my stuff, and here I think I probably play pretty badly into purging from Fermenter. I'm super down on money, or not super down, they're even more down, but they want me to be down in the credit, so I cannot really run wild with my checks. But they keep drawing and getting credits, which is decent for them. Yeah, I'm just keeping drawing so I can find Buchalter, so I'm not dead for like checking credit stuff. And I do the second best thing, which is put the Botulus there, which is... It allows me to check at some point, but Botulus on Sunsatan is like a really inefficient way to break it. I think I want to find my Buchalter or MK Ultra at some point. Like, Buchalter saves me this game, because without it, MK Ultra is so bad of a breaker. So, like, MK Ultra breaks that for like 2 credits first time and 4 after that, and MK Ultra breaks for 6 every time, which is like really nasty. So I'm just trying to find my Buchalter at some point. Tehon Serviu, trying to get more money, setting up the R&D ice even better. And again, they put some ice that I really can get in really easily. So I think that's interesting. I draw more with like the trying to find the Buchalter. Put down the twinning to get more access at some point, and put down the Hippo, which is really good against Again Fusion. Just point blank, their ability gets kinda shut down by Hippo at some points. And I'm really afraid to run, so Trichter Taka gets trashed, which is not ideal, but what can I do? I value my stuff too much for them to just trash it out. They push out the Regolith. I think I really can't check that right now, but I find my Buchalter now, so instantly first I check there, just to use my points and trash that. I think trashing that is pretty like whack, because it costs me only so few credits to break it, so I think it's no problem that they have that there, so I think that's a bad trash on my part. And I access cards in HQ. And do I really keep that Regolith up? I think, yeah, this is like a bad turn for me. So start turn, I get draw first click, find the Buchalter. So I think a better thing here is install the Buchalter and just force, like, get the Regolith mining license out, because Again Fusion is one thing that they are like struggling with credits at some point. I think running HQ is fine, but do not trust that. And like, what does clicking for a credit do here? I think they do not really have anything that punishes me for just checking server 1 here, so not a huge fan of that turn. So a better line would have been draw, install this, check server 1 or something like that. It also gets me the same twinning counters that I can keep in the later turns. They go. Click the regolith for 2. So basically they get all of the value of the regolith that they could want, which is bad for me. I place down another turbine that I draw, so I can get into almost everything really cheaply. Draw once more, check HQ, flush it out completely. Anemone hedge fund seamless. The anemone I keep in mind for the longer game and seamless launch that they have on. There's 2 in the bin, so I'm not blown out by the cards with no advancements, with no upgrades or anything. I keep that in mind. They install advanced NGO. I'm really forced to check that. Yep. Good play on their part, forcing me to check that out. And I just keep getting menu value from here, because there's... Now I'm at the point where I can just keep checking the remote when they play stuff in there, and I need to get good value economy. Install advance again. First I run R&D just to check out cards. Spin Doctor gets trashed. Obokata I pay to steal. And then I just run server 1 to check out. Yeah, I think these runs are interchangeable, which one I do want to do first. Find the bio vault, which is nice because they have a bio vault and an agenda, they can keep me out for 3 clicks instead of 3. Getting my draws and money. They draw into Anansis and hedge fund. I think it's interesting that they do not play an Anansi here at all. I check HQ, just get my value, put down the daily casts and get my twin encounters, which is decent play, I think. They get even more money and find the longevity serum. I think here keeping the longevity serum in hand is a safe play, because I really do not want to check HQ with only 1 new card. And this is where I think they get really punished for putting only a really cheap code gates on the remote, because I get through there for 3 credits instead of something where I need to actually increase my strength to break Chiasi, or I like Anansi where I need to pay at least credits on the returning runs. I check extra cards, pay the other thing, and here I start to get really flustered, because it's a combination of the stream team coming in, and I think I misplayed there because I have the mad dash in hand, and I had forgotten that there's a Nisei on the table. So I take it back and force the Nisei counter out. Yep, they Nisei me out. Yeah, so here I redo the run with no steal, so I can check out. I think I should trust Rashida there as well, I think, but it's decent not to, because it does allows them to draw only things that I know that they can draw. And I mad dash in. At this point, I'm thinking that I have actually won the game already, and I'm really shaking in my seat, because this is the highest score I have ever gotten in a tournament before. So I get taken back to reality with the mad dash, and here I'm just thinking, oh no, I have only I have only got like 6 cards more. They can the anemone is threatening me so that I cannot really score out the Obokata anymore, and I'm feeling really bad at this point. But the game is still in my hands, so here I think they put down that there, and I get the agenda from hand, so I know that this is an anemone, and I think this is not. This cannot be the Obokata at this point, so I run there, find the Obo, and now I think that I just have to find the agendas from R&D. I get my install Black Orchestra here, just to get the twinning counter with Paladin Poemu credits. So I can get one more access here. I'm dead to Snare, I'm dead to pretty like almost everything. So it's a scary place that I'm in. I find 2 cards to trash, and I just keep hitting there and find the last off-world, which I pop off really hard in my room and start like shaking and everything, and I go out and grab a drink of water and try calming myself down because I'm really happy at this point. But in the game I think I had it locked down pretty hard at some point, but in the end this like mad dashing there and doing like unoptimal stuff really makes me a bit scared, and I think I could actually have lost this game without just finding the things in R&D at last moment. I think they're on like... I'm not actually sure what their agendas could be. Obokata is 9, 6 from 2 Niseis and 3 Niseis. So that's 15. Yeah, I think they're on 1 more off-world and 2 more Nisei or something, so there's 3 agendas in R&D. I see 3. So it's basically 1 in 18 or something, and I think the longevity serum might still be there. Yep. But I think my deck was really favored against his deck, so I think that was good for me. So now I got into a cut, and I'm really happy about that. There's a bit of a break there. I can gather my bearings, and then I go into my first cut game against Ruben Pieters. And I think I'm like really scared here, so I want to do something flashy for the stream, and I do not want people to think that I've just got lucky here. And that's the only reason I made it a cut, which I think I feel that bit myself, but that's just like anxiety talking, I think. But this is like the game where I think I misplayed the hardest in the tournament. I think all of my games before this I have played at least solid with like a couple of misplays, and the Hosiko deck is really like carrying some of the decision points, so it's not that bad for me. Here I'm GL. They draw into stuff and start setting up HQ protection. I just force myself to check it there, draw 2, that is like where... Oh, that's not on border control, but yeah, check there. I think this is where like Raindrop Cutstone shines in the early game. I think they can afford not to rest there, but if I steal the office from hand, it's really hard for them, so can't really fault them for that. Get my draws in for there, and I want my Hosiko to flip, so I just rush R&D there. Find the Anoetic Void, which is really good for me, so they cannot get their like Anoetic Void server online. too fast. Draw more, setup ice, setup ice. Yeah, I get setup on my second turn as well. They get another ice and then other. They push down the agenda, right? Yeah, they push out the agenda. I think they're not. Yeah, I start with a check there, which is kinda rough because I allow them to draw the seamless launch that they get me to score there. I'm not sure if checking there is the right play. My idea is that I want them to go down in credits, so they cannot score if it's an agenda. So stuff like border control or stuff like that is not too bad for me. So, or I think eyes that this could be is like Ansel or something, which I can just click through. But this gatekeeper punishes me really hard here, because they find that pitch out their two agendas and find the seamless launch that they get to score out with. I go and look at HQ, because I just want some access at this point for the Hosiko. Find the drafter, be a bit scared about that. And they seamless launch out the off-world office, allowing them to bounce back into the game instantly. I draw, trying to find the code gate breaker so I can check the server 1 remote. I think I know that they're on tranquility grids at this point, so Fencer 1 comes down to allow me to contest those more easily. Upgrade ice on archives, so I cannot get pinhole things too easily down. I think I'm still just. I get my Hosiko trigger here, which is nice. See the same drafter again. But my main thing right now is find the gatekeeper breaker, so that I can contest the remote. They seamless launch out another agenda, which is super rough for me. And I just keep trying to find it. Here I think they're on so low crits, so I think I can check R&D here. I get bit punished here. They add an hedge fund and install an anoetic void on the remote, which is super rough for me. At least I have a pinhole that I can use to get rid of the anoetic void at some point. Yeah, here I instantly go back in and trash the anoetic void from the remote, because I know it's there. They go down to 1 crate, which is nice, but not optimal for me still. Yeah, tranquility grid comes down, they get money for that, and Regolith gets them even more money. I dirty laundry there, and install MK Ultra and get through. Find another gatekeeper. And then I find my buzzsaw and go through there. Trash Regolith, trash the tranquility grid. Go down to 2, which is rough, but I can still bounce back with installing a liberated account with the other liberated account. I think I also remember at this point, I forget that Hosiko triggers, so I go down to 1 at the start of the turn, but still I'm not out of the game money-wise at all here, so going down to 2 is not too bad. They draw even more, get more eyes on remote 1. I get some of my monies. I think I go down with this line because I cannot get the liberated account down this turn. So I can get it next turn, I believe. Now I'm 1 credit off of installing it instantly, but they install Regolith here. I think this is one of like my worst turns this game. Yep, go there, use the Raindrops Cutstone. Drafter, I cannot allow Drafter to fire, so I break that. encounter the gatekeeper, break it for 1. They do not res here, and this is like the worst access of the game, I think, for me, because I find a tranquility grid that I cannot do anything about, and I find the regular mining license that I do not trash for some reason. They're down on 5 credits, and I would just go down to 0, but I have credits ticking in, and they do not. So this basically allows them to fill the rest of their game. This not trashing this one here. Like, I have Fencer Fueno installed for a reason, so this is like a really bad turn for me. I draw more stuff, set up the fermenter just to get some money at some point. They rest that, get money. I install Liberated, click that couple of times. They click out the fermenter more, and now they have a credible scoring remote. But I am at the point that I can check these things out, but they have too much money, so they can just keep fueling stuff in there and protecting R&D and HQ. So I check here. I think this could be like a scoring plan. I'm really afraid of like global food initiative at this point, so I'm kind of forced to check into this remote. So paying like the whole 10 credits here is super rough for the gatekeeper. Like, this is the one point where I really want my turbines down, but I have not found any. Pay the 10 credits to get in there, which is like absurd. Still the well trophies, which is at least decent for me, and get the Tranquility Grid shut down for free. And I still bounce back with the money. Luckily, because of the... When I run here, I go down to quite a few credits, but I can take the money from Liberated account and then get my credits from Sure Gamble back. So I bounce back with my credits decently, even after breaking this for 10, so it's not that bad of a situation for me. They're just trying to find out a way to score, or threaten at something to score out with. I get some of my malt access online, which is good for me, and I check the remote. Find that, click through it, so I cannot like get... What is it counting as a run? Oh, interesting, it counts that as a second click for a run here. Yeah, so I pay my two clicks to get in and trash it for 1, which is decent. I can't allow them to set up it for another like turn. They push out more stuff, install oh yeah, they fast advance out this like another luminal, which they have had in hand for which they draw this turn. So now I'm threatened by everything that goes in the server 1, but I still need to be able to check stuff out, and they put something in server 1 again to threaten the score. Like, the luminal here is huge, I think. I gain 3 credits clicks basically. Go in, check this out. Costs me 5 because I have not found a better breaker than Amco Ultra, which is rough but not that bad. Find the off-road office, putting me up to 4 points. And at this point I'm thinking that how can I score out? Basically, how can I win the game at this point? Is basically I force myself in here and find out they have a biotic labor in hand, which is really scary for me, because they can just fast advance the last point out. They draw into stuff, putting a threatening thing in there as well. And I have run out of like all of my money cards, so basically Hosiko is just siphoning me for 1 every turn, which is super rough because the game comes down to that I do not have enough money to threaten out scores. Find the Rashida. Find the turbine, which is huge for me. Not on this. It does not come down to it, but I think installing the turbine here could have saved me the game. I think. I have no. The bug altar is not out, so that does not matter. But it saves me so much credits for the other stuff, so it's interesting at the least. Now I found the bug altar, so I think I install the bug altar and go and check out the remote R&D. I think here this is like a I get really punished here, I think. I play the bug altar and I feel like I'm pretty down on the match, so I'm forced to do something here, which is mad dashing the R&D, and I get really punished by the gatekeeper res. I think any other ice I get through with enough credits to break the well, maybe not like hog. If there is Ansel, I do not get punished. Fairchild is be in between where I get punished, but I think here the correct play is just to bounce off this and keep checking the other remotes, but instead I pay the whole 10 credits and let them fire the drafter as well. So they install Managarm there, and then this hits, but they... Oh no! Spin doctors for 2 global food issues. Oh no! Hey! Oh, that's catastrophic, because I think the agendas must be somewhere, because he hasn't pushed out any of these, like... Well, there's 1, 2, 3, so... Yeah, and I think... But that's huge, because there's 1 more left there, and I've basically, like, bankrupted myself. So next turn they just put the threatening remote there, and I'm forced to click for credits and they score out. That's super rough. Yeah, I think this turn is basically what lost me the game. I'm still in the game here. Instead of this play, I could like install bug altar and just check the remote and keep like the R&D HQ down. They do not have enough money for the Patrick labor score out, so yeah, this is like horrible for me, I think. I think at this point, these 2 plays are good, because nothing really punishes me, I think, at this point. Except Gatekeeper, of course, but they have 2 rest here, so... Yeah. At this point, I think the correct play is to let the Gatekeeper fire, and just pivot to server 1, because I still need to check that. Paying like 10 credits here is so huge. And letting them get the Managarm here. Yeah, I think this is like really not happy about that play. Yeah, and next turn I'm just forced to click for credits. I think I thought about some lines where I pinhole threading the server 1, the Managarm away, and click for 2 credits and run there. But everything gets... I'm a bit too far away from those like credit values, so I cannot do that, so I'm just forced to hope that this is not the agenda, but it is, and I lose the game. And I was really bummed out after like the getting out of the top cut, but still really happy with my performance. And if anybody has like any tips on what to do, what place I could have done better and stuff, you can DM me on Discord or something. I would be really happy to take your points. But yeah, have a good day. And if anybody found this useful, let me know so I could do this in the future. But I do not think many people will watch this, at least this far.